welcome to you. My name's Dale and this is Dale's Addiction. Today I am bringing you a never would I ever video, a tag that was created by Heidi from Simply Her Perspective. If you haven't heard of Heidi's channel, it's really good. She's so informative, she's so efficient, precise and very detailed with her information. I think her videos are probably the most organized videos that I've ever watched. And if you're somebody who's chasing information on a bag, a review on a bag, I don't think there's too many people that can beat Heidi. So definitely go and check out her channel. I will link her in the description box below. Now, you might have seen little old Gary in my thumbnail. Never would I ever sell Gary. And just like that, season 2 premiered here last night, and it was just a feast for the eyes. I'll need to watch both of the episodes again. Storyline, you know, what do you do? I think it's just a beautiful escape, and one of the things I was most looking forward to was seeing Gary show up, because we saw Gary pictures leaked from the set many months ago, and I was on the hunt for him for a long time. And if you haven't seen the unboxing of Gary, check it out. I'll link it in the description box below. But it turns out he makes his debut in season 2, and I decided to recreate Sarah Jessica or Carrie Bradshaw's look, which you can see here. So that's what I've been doing this morning. How does it relate to this tag though? Well, never would I ever not consider a novelty piece. But there are kind of 5 key categories that Heidi has predetermined, and to be honest, it was pretty hard for me. I had to really think about these things, because saying never, I have learned, is very dangerous. Never have I ever, not never would I ever. So I guess in that case, I'm safe. Let's get started. The first category is never have I ever, when shopping in a boutique, tried on ready to wear. Yeah, it's kind of a sad tale. It links a lot to my, I guess it's a bit of reality checking and also a little bit of protecting myself. I think that a lot of sales associates are either really altruistic or really evil, thinking that you will fit into some of those things. When I say you, I mean me, because I know how the material works, if it's stretchy or not stretchy. I know if it's going to drape well on my figure. I think I'm pretty good at dressing my figure. I've had 42.5 years to get to know this body, and I have done a little bit of education on it too, and I know what's going to fit me. And the reality is, ready to wear, at least in Australian boutiques, the size range is super limited. It's not like they can go out the back and just grab any size that you want. They can't. They've basically got sample sizes, and then you have to pre-order if you want something and hope to God it fits. And if it doesn't, that's okay, but we'll keep your money and you can spend it on something else. And I'm like, I'd much prefer to buy my ready to wear through sites like Satire or Farfetch. Fendi are really good for me. They because my local boutique doesn't have things, they will usually send me some things to try on deposit, and then I can send them back, which is really helpful. But yeah, I don't want to set myself up to have a terrible day when I'm out to have a lovely day by trying on ready to wear in the boutique. I just don't. And I'm super jealous of all of you guys and gals that can do that with confidence and pick things up, because I just can't. And it's a part of the luxury experience that is really depressing for me, actually. Sorry to start on such a shabby note. Okay, the next one. Never have I ever purchased a specific brand. For me, this probably won't be of any surprises to you. YSL and Hermes, in terms of handbags, just, it doesn't do it for me. YSL, because the color palette is super neutral. I find a lot of the bags look very similar to each other, and I find they look very similar to bags I prefer more from other fashion houses. I've done a whole video about this one. Yes, it makes people cranky. It's just my opinion. It doesn't mean anything to anybody who has a different opinion. It's just mine. It's why you won't see YSL in my closet. I'll link that video above and down below though if you want a little bit more information about why it's not something I choose. In terms of Hermes, where do I start? Let me just start here and say I appreciate the craftsmanship, I appreciate the colour palette, I don't like the bag styles. That's all I've got to say. Never have I ever considered buying a Chanel trendy or a Coco handle. Again, I think I'm on the record pretty consistently in saying that those bags, you know, they remind me of something the Queen would carry around, and I have very fashionable friends who own those bags, and guess what? They don't use them. I mean, who knows? I could be onto something here, or we could just be, you know, stubborn and fight our respective battles. I understand the beautiful aesthetic of these pieces. However, I'm going to wait until I'm in my 80s before I start wearing those bags, if ever. The next one is around colour. Never have I ever considered buying an orange, a red, yellow, not baby yellow because that's a pastel, or caramel, however you say it, bags on purpose. I did buy the Chanel 19 in the 21p caramel. Yes, I did, but I thought that that was more tan than caramel. I guess what I'm trying to say is warm colours and I, we just don't go. Those mustardy yellow colours, the, you know, oranges, burnt oranges, reds. My husband bought me a red Louis Vuitton bag and it's gone. You know, he wanted me to have a red bag because I didn't have a red bag, but there's a reason I don't have red bags. And even though red is not a particularly warm colour, this one was kind of a coolish, like fire engine red, I suppose. I don't know. I look at it and I dislike it. I really do. I don't know why. I just have, yeah, I have no feelings. Well, I do have feelings, strong feelings. I just don't like it. Now, here's the wild card, and it's never have I ever walked away from a luxury item in boutique and regretted it. A lot of the time in my Q&As, I will get asked questions like, what's the one that got away? What do you regret not buying at the time? And the reality is, when I walk away, I'm not walking away for any reason other than that bag ain't for me. And if it ain't for me ever, or it ain't for me right now, it's still the same answer. And I think there's a sense of calm that comes with making a really informed decision like that. I don't ever want to shop out of a fear of missing out. And I think you can do that when you buy certain pieces because, you know, in healthier resale markets, which is not the case today, in healthier resale markets, you could probably guarantee that you could move that piece on pretty quickly and get your money back and, you know, have had the opportunity to own it, play with it, try it, and then sell it on. The reality is in the current resale market as a seller, it's not that great, to be fair, especially if you buy seasonal or unique pieces like I do, which means that the number of people who are interested in those are significantly smaller. So I think there's a lot of peace of mind. Two pieces particularly come up for me. One is the Chanel mini reissue in the 21K lilac with shiny silver hardware. I'll put a picture here. I was lucky enough to have one reserved for me at the boutique for all of 4 hours. I raced in with Connor to have a look at it and I was underwhelmed, and I was prepared to shell out my $6,500 for that bag on that day, and I was just like, no. It doesn't make my heart sing. And the other one was the Fendi First in Poppy Fox. Now this one I saw, and it was reserved for someone else the first time I saw it, and I almost had tears in my eyes. It was so, like, strikingly beautiful. Anyway, that person who had it on reserve, they came and saw it and bought it. I requested it for my event. It didn't come. And then some weeks later, it showed up for my event, and I'd already moved on to the Fendi re-edition baguettes that were going to drop in a couple of weeks. And as much as I initially loved it and would have bought it if it was available for me to purchase at the time, by the time a couple of weeks had moved on and it came back in, it was very easy for me to walk away because I had new priorities. And I guess that's what I want to end this video on, is that the never have I ever still leaves the gate open. The never would I ever, that is kind of closing the gate, and that means you're going to be pulling your foot out of your mouth more times than you care to. And I certainly have done that on this channel. But one thing that's for sure is definitely kind of give yourself the opportunity to learn. There's there's humility in it, and it's not like we're playing for sheep stations, Australian saying. There are not big consequences to trying things and seeing how they work for you. And most certainly, you know, who would have known that a plastic 3D printed pigeon bag would have been on my wish list only a year ago? Certainly not me. Probably still not on yours, but that's okay. You do you. So thanks for tagging me, Heidi. I'm going to tag some peeps in the description box below. But if I don't tag you and you're interested in doing this, why not do it? Make sure you go and check out Heidi's channel, Simply Her Perspective. Again, linked in the description box below. Give this video a thumbs up and feel free to add your 2 cents worth in the comment section down below. I put out long format videos on Wednesdays and Sundays, and sometimes some extras, so I'd love to see you back here. Until then, ciao.